Hello, my name is Mars, and welcome back to Between Horizons. We have just submitted our results for 2 cases. We accused our ex-something, Luis, of being the intended recipient of the dissident letter, and we discovered that the paper used to write the letter probably came from the activities room, so right now things aren't looking too good for you, Devrin, caretaker of the activities room, where no one is allowed to enter or exit without your permission. So now we need to go see Talia. And actually, there's fast travel in this game, isn't there? I should probably make use of that. Yes. I mean, I don't have to, mouse over to the captain's office specifically, because it'll just take me to the region, and I still have to find my way there. I can run. But it's nice to get a good idea of where exactly I'm going. Ooh. I think the captain's on the top floor. That would make sense to me. It would be on the other side of the bridge, that's right. This game's art style is so cool to me. I usually don't need any 3D elements in my game, but this mix of 2D and 3D elements is really cool. Hello, secretary guy. I forget your name. Talia, hi. Chief, I saw you submitted your results. The origin of the paper will have to wait. We first need to focus on the meeting at the Arrival Day event that was mentioned in the letter. The Earth Museum just opened its doors and the event is about to start. You suspect that the letter was addressed to Luis after all. Good work. We'll bug him and send him in once you give us the go-ahead. Now listen closely. There will be people around the museum dressed in their work attire as part of the event. One of them must be the contact mentioned in the letter. Okay, now we're figuring out who sent the letter. And it's going to be someone with a rank 2 profession. The work uniform should help us out there, because that's not information we've had access to. Go to the event, have another look at everything we found out, and tell us who. As soon as you submitted your conclusions, we'll send the suspect in to talk to them and get more information. Keep your distance from that point on. Sergeant Adlerich will be talking you through all of it, but don't let people see your earpiece. If you arouse suspicion, or if our suspect talks to the wrong person, we might lose our chance to find out who's behind all this. Understood, Captain. Good luck, Chief. Everything is ready for the sting operation at the Earth Museum. I should head over there now. Okay, will do. The museum was in the social hall, right? There's that gym that I still can't get into. Alright, the museum was here, right underneath the activities room. Was it on this floor? I think it was. Yep, here it is. I'm scared. This seems like the case where if we mess up, we mess up. I mean, and that's probably true for all of them, but this seems like a really important one. We're standing by next door, Chief. I hope you can hear me all right over the music. We assume that the contact is one of the people in work attire. They prepared some kind of presentation. Let's try to make our move before it starts. Go over all the information you gathered to find out which of the participants our suspect is supposed to talk to. If you're not sure yet, talk to them and see if that narrows it down somehow. But be careful not to blow your cover. If they suspect we're onto them, they might no longer respond to the code word. Good luck, Chief. Once you submitted the file, we'll send the suspect in. You got this, Stella. Okay. I'm gonna take a look at the evidence I have again. Okay. Tonight's presentation at the Earth Museum features some members of the population dressed in their work attire for some sort of presentation. The contact must be one of them. Edelrich told me to go over the information I have so far and talk to the participants to find out more if necessary. I have to be careful not to blow my cover. Okay, so the evidence I feel is related to this case. Your contact at the event works in a Category 2 profession. Okay. And yeah, that's one piece of instruction. And we had this symbol for man, which I think is meant to, I'm guessing at this point is meant to narrow down our suspects to a man in a Category 2 profession. That almost seems too easy to me, but we'll see who is available to us. Stella! What? That's a nice surprise. I didn't expect to see you here. You're Devrin's daughter. Oh, you know, I thought it sounded interesting. That means a lot coming from an introvert like you. The event is about to start. It's all about how jobs on the Zephyr will be useful on USD, and how some will transform. Our presenters are dressed in their work attire already. Feel free to ask them anything you want. We also prepared this infographic right here with more information on the topic. We don't have time for this, Chief. Try to cut it short. I will. Check it out, I mean. Hope you have a good time. Happy Arrival Day. Happy Arrival Day. Who's this guy? Evening, Chief. Sorry, I need to practice my speech right now. I'm very nervous. As a biologist, not only do I take care of... I do not only take care of... That's it. Okay, so I'm writing down all my suspects just so I know who I'm looking for. Camille. Actually, I don't know how that would be pronounced as a man's name. Camille. That sounds weird too. So he's a biologist. Programmer Aaron, you're part of the event as well? Yeah, I volunteered to talk about some programming challenges that will face us once we approach, you know, the real arrival day. Okay. Aaron, programmer. It'll be important to note him down because we met him very early on, so his evidence thing will be at the very bottom of the list, I think. Well, not us. More like my future kid's future kid. But it's important to have that understanding of it today. Won't technology change a fair bit over the next 100 years? It does all the time, but I keep up with Earth's yearly updates. Just recently started working my way through some literature they sent us with this year's Arrival Day package. I see. It's nice you're so passionate about it. Dear visitors, thank you so much for coming to the Earth Museum on this very special Arrival Day. This museum looks awesome. I love natural history museums with big whale skeletons. We have invited important people from across the population to share insights into their jobs and the role they play in the mission. I hope it will fill you with the same pride and determination that my daughter felt when putting it all together. The presentation will begin shortly. In the meantime, feel free to chat and mingle with each other and our exciting volunteers. Hold on, did we get... He came to the Zephyr as a child along with his mother. She stepped in to replace my mom last minute. Okay. How do I find out which of these professions are Category 2? Chief, come to hear about medical challenges that await us on a new planet? You wouldn't believe the number of unexpected things that could wipe us out once we make contact with an entirely new ecosystem. Alright, Destina, the doctor. Probably not her. For two reasons. She's a woman, and I think our person is a man. And... oh, does it have something to do with the color of their uniforms? Because they're in work uniforms, but they're different colors. Could that have something to do with the category? We're gonna have to find out which which outfits go with which category. It's gonna be so confusing. You wouldn't believe the number of unexpected things that could wipe us out once we make contact with an entirely new ecosystem. We've never had an opportunity to build up an immunity to any of it. And conversely, we may just bring the next Black Death to USD's animal and plant population. Isn't that motivating? Good evening, Historian Baptiste. Alright, Baptiste. Historian, and I'm gonna write down he's in a green outfit. Destina was in a white outfit. I think Aaron was in orange. And I'll have to go back to Camille. I think he was in white too, but I'm not entirely sure. Chief, I hope you're going to enjoy this little presentation we've put together for tonight. I'll briefly talk about us historians and our role in documenting the first steps our species will ever take on an exoplanet. It's only a century away, which is basically tomorrow in the grand scheme of things. Let me read a little excerpt from my script. Oh, that's okay, thank you. I'll hear it all in a minute anyway. Who's that guy? Engineer Geraldo. Now that's an outfit I'd never seen before. That's no surprise. I don't often have the opportunity to put it on. Geraldo. Engineer. Orange. It's designed for the vacuum of space. I most often put it on in the outer hull, but I've engaged in some rare EVA as well. Due to my special training, I'm often referred to as an astronaut here on the ship. Okay, I'm gonna cross out engineer and write astronaut, because that's cooler. And you seem like a cool dude, Geraldo. But to everybody back on Earth, we're all technically astronauts here. Aj 10. Fancy seeing you here, Chief. Another woman. Came to learn something about our future jobs? Well, human reproduction sounds interesting. We aren't very involved with the fun part, I'm sorry to say. You're like, genetic. But if you have questions about connecting fetuses from two genetic donors and raising them in an artificial room, you're like an embryologist. And you're in white. Being in space makes it a little harder, but not all that much as long as we have artificial gravity. Can't go in there. Okay, you're in green, actually. How do I know what a category 2 profession is? I don't know. A reproductionist. Her mother pulled us both out of a vat some 20 years ago, and now she's doing it. And Geraldo, an engineering specialist trained to perform EVA and work in zero-G environments. Category 2, what the hell does that mean? Captain, Technician Luis told me about another letter he received. It contained further instructions on who to talk to at the arrival day event. Sounds like we have our culprit then. Do we? Oh, God. Oh, I just remembered something. I remembered about my scan feature. Again, I need to record these on back-to-back days, because I can probably scan that infographic that Oceane told me about. I need to record these on back-to-back days, because I keep forgetting how the game works. A scan will probably help. There we go. Infographic. Infographic heuristic. I found an infographic at the museum event that lays out the different categories of professions on the Zephyr. It might help me narrow down the suspect. Category 1 jobs, like historians and artists, contribute intangibly to social cohesion on the Zephyr and Eurus D as they have since ancient times on Earth. Category 2 jobs, including engineers and programmers, revolve around software and hardware use, with some machines in the Zephyr's inner hull still waiting to prove their usefulness on the planetary surface. So it's either Aaron or Geraldo, who are both men. I think, at least. No. Aaron or Geraldo. Category 3 jobs, such as doctors and reproductionists, are essential everywhere, but their focus will shift once planetside. So I feel like I need to ask people about something. It is either Geraldo or Aaron. And I need to ask them about something. Unless there's something else that I can scan. No. I'm sorry, but I don't know what to say about that. Okay. Just trying stuff. Something I could show them. The recyclers. Not the roses, not the genders board. I could ask them about Luis. Okay, he doesn't know what to say about Luis, and I'm guessing Geraldo won't either. I could ask them about... Xena? No. Okay. Huh. What would be something safe that I could ask them about? No. Okay. Man, they don't even have, like, unique dialogue for stuff. I could ask them about each other. Or themselves. That's me, yeah. Ugh. Tricky. The symbol on this letter will be on their uniform, not necessarily in this color. I did not see that before. That's an important thing to note. Okay, so that symbol. The symbol on the letter. The symbol on the letter is the 3 lines. Huh. Well, I see 3 lines. On your arm, on everybody's arm, Not you. On your arm. Not on your arm. Or on you. So it's either Baptiste or Geraldo. Because we know for sure that it is a man, because that is something we found directly from the person. So it's either Baptiste or Geraldo, and the question is, do we want to trust Luis? Do we want to trust Luis? That's the question. I feel like it's important, the fact that they mention that the information is based solely on Luis's claims. But and we know that Luis has lied before. He claimed he had a date with Isaac, and Isaac knew nothing about it. But they are seeing each other. So it was a half-truth. This is hard. Do I trust Luis or not? You know what? I choose to trust him. I choose to trust him. He was a friend. He was a friend to us. And he might be trying to lie to save his skin, but you know, if that's the case, then that's not just us being bad at solving a mystery. That is us. That's a character choice. A character choice is me deciding that Stella is going to trust her old friend. And I think I'm really paranoid about this. So, male, 3 stripes on the arm. It was 3 stripes, yes? Yes, 3 stripes on the arm. Category 2. I'm gonna make a character choice. I'm gonna make a character choice about Stella that she is trusting. And she's gonna say it's Geraldo. Yes. Oh, so far so good. I got an achievement, so I think I got that right. Adelrich, report received. Looks like you've identified a possible contact. We'll send our suspect in to strike up a conversation. Step away to give some privacy, but Sergeant, you're cutting out. Sergeant? Everybody stay calm. I'm sure it's just a... Oh boy. What happened? Oh, we're in medbay. What? Where am I? Chief, good to have you back. How do you feel? Dr. Destina? My head hurts. What happened? The ring had a malfunction and you were flung into the wall, like almost everyone. But you were lucky. No concussions or anything. What are you saying? Is the ship all right? I'm not sure. We're still waiting for an official statement from the captain. It was like the power suddenly went out and then the whole ship rebooted. More work from that hacker? What's the situation? How serious are people's injuries? We can barely keep up, to be honest. Many people were hurt, some are in critical condition. And not everyone made it. Who died? Who died? Who? Mina, Federico, Nadia, and Elias so far. No one we know. But still, oh, that's so upsetting. Secretary Elias? The guy whose name I forgot. Oh no. I said at the beginning of the episode, I don't remember your name, I don't care. And then she said his name, and I was like, nobody we know. But it was him. Oh, I'm sorry, Elias. That was so insensitive of me. I'm so sorry. We did what we could. Some people are still in critical condition, and a few are missing. How long was they out? They brought you in about 8 hours ago. Fuck. I have to go to the bridge, talk to the captain. From a medical perspective, it would make sense if you... I don't have time to rest. I need to find out what happened.
As soon as I was back on my feet, I checked my PDA and found a message from the captain. She wanted me to come see her on the bridge. I decided to take the long way around the ring and assess the damage on my way.
This is the reproduction ward.
Broken objects were scattered everywhere. Some walls were covered in fresh dents and splattered liquids. A large chunk of the population had been injured. Once or twice I believed to catch someone glancing at me. I was ashamed that I hadn't been around to help everyone right after the incident. I wanted to say something to the people, but instead I lowered my head and picked up the pace. My sense of balance was off. I tripped and almost fell multiple times. Finally, I made it to the bridge and, to my relief, immediately spotted my sergeants and the captain in relatively good shape.
Oh, good. The cops are okay. Chief? Captain Talia? Sergeants, what happened? We are still evaluating the situation. Oh, even she has blood all over her face. Something caused a power outage across the entire ship. This caused the ring to slow down and stop temporarily. It spun back up within less than a minute, but the resulting force was massive. It left many injured and some dead. However, the ship itself does not seem to have sustained any critical damage. There are some issues, however. For one, the navigation system isn't back online yet. The navigators are working on it. A major water line was damaged, flooding the inner hull sections C and D. We had to seal them off until the engineers report back. We don't know what caused the power outage. We need answers fast so I can address the population. I'm counting on you to find them, Chief. With all due respect, Captain, this sounds like a rather technical question. The engineers are working out the technical side of things. However, we cannot rule out foul play. Do you really think someone would... That's what I want you to find out. Sergeant Paul, you already collected some relevant information? Yes, Captain. There are 4 power nodes on the ship, 1 in each section of the inner hull. You've seen 2 of them already. Chief, you have been granted clearance to enter these rooms. However, as the captain mentioned, inner hulls C and D are currently inaccessible. The ship-wide outage was actually a chain reaction originating at one of the 4 nodes. If we can find out which power node was the first to go out, we are a lot closer to identifying the cause of the outage. Got it. One more thing. According to our logs, a ship-wide alarm went off after the first 2 nodes failed. Maybe this can help us reconstruct the timeline. So what you're saying is, 2 nodes went out, then the alarm started, and lastly the 2 other nodes failed. Correct, but none of them went out at the exact same time. It all happened in quick succession. That's all we know so far. About our sting operation that was cut short before the incident. There is no doubt that Engineer Luis was exchanging these suspicious letters. He was interrogated again by enforcers while you were incapacitated. It seems like he truly doesn't know anything relevant yet, as his first in-person contact was yet to take place. We placed him back in the brig for the time being. And about the contact at the event. It seems you were right about Engineer Geraldo. Yay, all my overthinking paid off. He disappeared in the turmoil and hasn't resurfaced yet. Maybe he decided to go into hiding after seeing our presence at the Earth Museum. The enforcers are out looking for him. If there's nothing else, you should get to work now. There is something, Captain. I'm so sorry about Secretary Elias. He was a good man. Thank you. He was. Dismissed. A new message from Geraldo? I saw you at the event, and I just knew you got on my trail somehow. I'm sorry I can't take part in the rescue and cleanup efforts that are probably going right now. I decided it would be best if I laid low for a little while. When we see each other again, you will have to pick a side. It would be the first choice in your life you actually get to make for yourself. Think about it. So if this isn't actually a moral choice, I'm sure I'm going to side with the Resistance, because we still don't know what the mission is yet, and that seems a little cagey to me. And also, Resistances are generally just a good thing to support. But I guess I'm getting a little bit ahead of myself. The good news is we were right about Geraldo. We were right about Luis. We don't know yet if we were right about the paper, but who knows. Alright. We got a letter from Talia, a comms. Please come to the bridge. Okay, that was all that was. We talked to Destina. Are you okay? What the hell happened? I'm outside my bunk right now. Please come see me if you can. Stell, please contact me as soon as you're awake. You were covered in blood and unresponsive when we found you at the Earth Museum. Dr. Yaha assured me you'd be fine, but I'm really worried. Needless to say, our sting operation was unsuccessful. Paul and Ava, our friends. Let's look at our evidence. Power Node G, inaccessible. Power Node C, inaccessible. Reproduction ward. This is where the Zephyr's babies are raised before they are assigned to their parents. Okay. Okay, there are 4 power nodes on the Zephyr, 1 in each section of the inner hull. Paul said that we might be able to locate the cause of the outage if I find out which of them went first. The alarm of the ship went off after the first 2 nodes went out, and I should take a look around the power node rooms in the inner hull. Segment C and D are currently inaccessible due to flooding. Well, I think we'll work on the case next time, but Ava did say she wanted to talk to us at her bunk. So I think we should at least go talk to Ava, so I don't forget. She's an L1B. Oh, look at everyone cleaning up the glass. People walking around on crutches. Oh no. Miko? Is that Miko standing up on the table? We all know humans have destroyed their planet, or Michio, in a number of ways, which is why we set out to destroy a brand new one. One of those ways being the climate catastrophe we've all heard so much about. But how many of you have actually read through Earth materials on its history? Not another drunken public history lesson. Well, I have read everything on the subject, including the stuff between the lines. One of the biggest lies ever told to the people of Earth was that each of them was personally responsible for protecting their planet. I mean, this was technically true, just not in the way people were led to believe. I like where you're going with this, Michio. The powers that be convinced everyone that they had to adjust their personal lifestyles to protect the Earth's fragile ecosystem. But it was just a diversion from everyone's real responsibility. Holding the powers that be responsible instead. Hell yeah, Michio. It's all the corporations' fault. We need to get the corporations to stop creating all these emissions, dumping shit into the waters. I love that look on your face. So cocky and sure of yourself, and you're right to be. No amount of individual action could put a dent in the problem. Pushing for systemic change was the only real way to avoid the crisis. But individual people offer people an out. The illusion of being part of the solution, and not the problem. Not only did it provide them with a clean conscience, but also a reason to feel superior to their neighbor who didn't do as much. My mom is obsessed with being eco-friendly. She uses reusable straws and reusable utensils and reusable water bottles, and she's always getting on my case about recycling, and I'm like, what's the point? If the corporations are not going to change their ways, what's the point of me changing anything, you know? And I know my way of going about it is no better, being all defeatist, but yeah. Ugh. Divide and conquer, all part of the plan hatched by those in power. You know, those few could actually affect change, if only they didn't profit way too much off the status quo. But I guess people on Earth at least got some voting rights along with all their supposed responsibilities. Thank you for this fascinating look into Earth's history, Michio. Now, if you could get off that counter before you fall and get hurt. Is that a threat, Chief? Of course not. Being concerned for your safety is quite literally my job. Sounds more like your job is to quite literally control me. Fine, do what you want. If you fall on your thick skull and end up wasting our medical resources, then what, Chief? Michio, you're cool. I like you. L1B. Oh, that's L0B. I'm on floor 0. There's Ava. There's our cool friend. Stella, I'm so glad to see you're up on your feet again. I heard you were at the hospital. Just some scratches and a headache, it seems. I'm glad to see you're all right, too. The same can't be said about my bunk, unfortunately. Looks like a pipe burst during the incident. I found it completely flooded when I got here. That sucks. Is help on the way? I'm waiting for Engineer Tonio, but apparently he's fixing something at the Earth Museum first. Should I tell him it's urgent when I see him? Thank you, but it won't make a difference. Everything's drenched anyway. Alright. I have to get back to work. There's a million things going on right now. Of course, at least you can do something about the situation, it seems. I feel a little useless right now. Can't really fix the ship or the people. As soon as I let Tonio into my bunk, I'll go look for an opportunity to help clean up. You do something important every day teaching the youth. Don't worry, if you say so. Alright. Was that actually something we need to follow up on? I mean, I feel like we should go to the Earth Museum anyway, because that's where the hub of destruction was, it seems. I guess a lot of people were probably there. Oh no, all the leaves fell off the trees. Darren, don't touch that. You said we're picking everything up from the floor. Not the cut cables, you'll get yourself electrocuted. Can I help you, Chief? Actually, you can help me. Darren, the Chief said she's gonna lock you away if you touch that again. Nuh-uh. She did. Some help we are. We should go back to the lab soon. On the other hand, Darren hasn't been this excited about a task in a while. Gotta remember to scan. Oh, I can't even go into the Earth Museum. So where would Tonio be? I don't know. I don't know. I think it probably saved just now, so I still can't go into that dang gym. Oh. Uh-oh. The activities room door is open. That's a first. Okay. Wow. The ship really got destroyed. And I guess we'll start investigating how the shutdown happened in the next episode. Until then, I have been Mars, and I will be back with more Between Horizons.